All right, Coach. For starters, just give me a recap of that game.
Well, for one, I thought that Zach Gillard played extremely strong and took the ball hard to the basket, which is something that his coaching staff has been harping on him. And it was big, and he hit the glass hard. You know, when he's playing like that, the rest of the guys feed off of that, and that's a fact. And, you know, we just got to keep hitting that home with him over and over and over again. I thought the 2-2-1 turned the whole complexion of that game. I give credit to Coach Chamberlain and Coach Pesic for that. You know, we just put that in a couple days ago, I believe, right? A couple days ago, and that turned the game over. I mean, we were worried about Watertown. They like to get up and down and turn into a little helter-skelter style, and that's not something we want to get our guys into. And we actually hit some shots. We've had a awful shooting over the last 4 games. I mean, it was like nothing would be going in. I think defensively we've been playing good basketball all year long. Defensively, the kids have bought into that. You know, shots don't fall, and tonight they fell, and we're averaging 24 turnovers going into the game. You don't win many basketball games tonight. And tonight we cut that down a little bit, so it helps. So when you're one of your better players is scoring, and you know, I thought the 2 sophomores stepped up huge. I thought Trey Clark finally knocked down some shots. I thought Carson Smith hit the offensive glass real hard in the second half. That's what I got for you.
Good. And Coach, at one point your team, you guys were trailing 23-8 right in the beginning of the second, and then you guys went on a 15-2 run. What got you to that 23-8 score, and then what got you on that 15-2 run? What was the difference?
I'll give credit to my assistant coach, Coach Chamberlain, called the 2-2-1 there, and that was the right. That was the scouting reporters that on them was change the defense up. If you change the defense up, add some pressing, change the zones up, they'll get them rattled because they like to get up and down. And that was basically the call that changed the whole complexion of that basketball game. They made a minor adjustment to it, but not much.
Yeah.
And I think that got our kids going up and down because sometimes when you're not making shots, you got to generate points somehow. And today we generated them off turnovers. In the beginning of the year, we were working towards pressing. We wanted to be a pressing running team this year, but we weren't getting the energy levels that we needed. And tonight we did, and they sustained it. And a couple times out there you saw our young guns with inexperience that wanted to hand it back to them, but they made good decisions with the basketball. This feels good to win a basketball game again.
And you mentioned that press defense. If you could talk about that a little bit more, it looked like that was really the changing factor. You guys gave them a lot of pressure, and they just couldn't handle that. It looked like from the second quarter on.
I mean, that Watertown team's pretty athletic, but we discussed this amongst ourselves. We don't think there's a team that's more athletic than us in that case. We're as athletic as anybody 1 through 15. It's the mindset of a sense of urgency and being aggressive and getting back into it and getting hungrier, And tonight they did that. Pretty well. And really, we haven't worked on it that much. I mean, it's still in the infant stages. So.
And finally, Coach, playing in a tight game like this, score changes going back and forth a little bit at the end there. What does that do for a team pulling out a tight game like this?
Well, I do believe last year we had nail biters like crazy, right? I mean, we came back 12-13 down going in the fourth quarter about 5 games last year. 6 out of 7 wins. Not to bring up last year, but some of them have that game experience. But we got some juniors that developed a lot from the previous year, even though it didn't reflect in their JV record, but they were developed. The JV coach did his job, and now they had to get that experience of getting into a tight, close game. People cheering, and it's hot, and their coaches yelling in their face, and they did a good job of that. Just got to get on the horse before you can ride it. So.